Welcome to Expert Real Estate Secrets, the show where real investors share real strategies that actually work. No fluff, just actionable tips to help you close more deals, make more money, and build lasting wealth. Let's get started.
Hey folks, welcome in another show of Expert Real Estate Secrets. I'm your host, DeRosa, along with Mia Arnold. Today, we are talking about contracts and how important they are. In real estate, your contracts are your playbook. They can either protect your deal, lock it down, keep everyone on track, or blow it up completely. And I can't tell you how many times in my 28 years doing this, I've watched one contract clause make or break a whole investment. There was this early deal in my career. I was just getting started, thought I had it handled, but overlooked a tiny inspection contingency. Almost lost my earnest money and the deal, all because of that one clause.
Don, that hits close to home. I had something similar. Early on, I found a great off-market house. Felt like a slam dunk, but I missed including a simple contingency to get out if repairs were over a certain amount. Guess what? Big surprise issue came up in inspection, and suddenly I was stuck or risking my deposit. I was so green, but I'll never forget how much more confident I felt after fixing my contracts. You basically sleep better at night.
Exactly. And look, for everyone listening, if you want to understand how to use contracts the right way so you're not losing sleep or money, check out expertrealestatecoaching.com. Seriously, don't wing it with contracts. All right, let's get into why all this matters so much and how you can avoid these headaches.
So let's start with the contracts you need in your toolkit. First up, the purchase and sale agreement. But the investor-friendly kind, right? Not those rigid realtor forms. You want one with the right contingencies so you've got room to solve problems if things go sideways.
Absolutely. And then you've got your assignment contracts for wholesaling. I remember this one time I had a buyer on the hook and just about everything went wrong last minute. My assignment clause is what let me pivot, keep the deal alive, and still walk away with a profit. That clause literally saved me. If the contract hadn't been state-specific and included and/or assigns, I'd have lost the deal and probably my reputation too.
Then you have options and lease options, which are super flexible. Those let you control properties without necessarily owning them right away. I use those a lot when creative financing is needed, or when the seller just isn't ready to commit to a full sale.
Don't skip subject to contracts either. That's for when you're taking over someone's existing financing. It's got to be done right. And for partnerships, there's the joint venture or JV agreement. You only need one deal to go sideways with a friend or partner to realize having the right agreement saves friendships and money.
And just to hammer this home, always make sure your documents match your state laws. No shortcuts. So let's dig into the specific clauses you should be including every time to keep yourself safe.
Mistakes, man. This is where folks get hurt. The biggest one I see is investors downloading some generic boilerplate contract off Google, doesn't match your deal, isn't state specific, could even have landlord-tenant clauses from like Ohio in a Georgia contract. Not good.
And they think, well, it looks official. But that's how you lose deals or get sued. I've literally seen a friend lose thousands because he downloaded a contract from the internet. No addendum for repairs, no seller disclosure, nothing clear about earnest money. When things went south, the seller just walked, and my friend had no leg to stand on. All because it wasn't tailored or reviewed by a good attorney.
And don't trust verbal promises. If it's not in the contract, it basically doesn't exist in the eyes of the law. Same goes for skipping due diligence on as-is deals or not reading the fine print on non-assignable agreements. You'll regret it every time. Always build in review with a real estate attorney. Keep your contracts clear and enforceable, and start building your own contract library as you go.
Let's talk about how to tweak those contracts the right way. It's so important to have a clear process for negotiating terms. You can't just scribble something in the margins and hope it holds up later. I always document every change, no matter how small, and confirm in writing, even if I texted it in the heat of the moment.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to customize. Standard contracts are a starting point, not the finish line. Say you need a special out for subject to zoning approval, or maybe a financing tweak. Add it and initial it. But, and this is key, work with an experienced real estate attorney, especially when you're changing anything major. They'll make sure your changes are legally sound, so there's no surprises down the road.
Honestly, consulting with an attorney is one of those small investments that pay off 100 times over. You want enforceable, airtight contracts, not messy gray areas that create more problems.
Now, once you've got these contracts, you've got to keep them organized. I'm talking labeled folders, digital or physical, by property, by year, whatever makes sense for you. I do digital, but the key is having quick access whenever you need to answer a question or prove terms.
And don't just stick them in some dusty drawer and forget about them. Set yourself a reminder to review contracts at least once a year. Laws change, your deals change. Make sure everything's up to date. And keep a checklist for every transaction, so you're not missing a required signature or forgetting an amendment. That peace of mind helps you move fast on new deals.
Exactly. Every transaction should have a clean paper trail. Trust me, being able to pull up the right document fast makes you look good to partners, attorneys, and even during audits, if that ever happens.
Okay, tech lovers, this one's for you. There are some awesome digital contract management systems out there now. Cloud-based storage, searchable folders, all that good stuff. Use them. It cuts down on paperwork, saves time, and honestly, reduces accidental mistakes.
And e-signature tools. These are a must now. They speed up signing, keep an audit trail, and are way more secure for compliance. I can't imagine going back to scanning or faxing. Plus, set up calendar notifications or alerts for contract deadlines, renewal dates, anything that'll sneak up on you. That way, nothing falls through the cracks.
And don't forget, always back up your digital files. That's not just for security, but for those last-minute, "where's that agreement?" panics during a deal.
Here's where you pull it all together. Have a consistent standard review process. Maybe a basic checklist that you run for every contract before you sign. Look for those deal killers, like missing contingencies or unclear roles. It's about reps, not just reading fast.
And keep a template library. Customizable contracts for all the scenarios you see most. That not only keeps things consistent, but saves so much time. I also recommend doing a training session or workshop every now and then with good legal pros. That way, you're staying sharp on updates to contract law, and you can catch problems before they bite you.
Honestly, the best investors I know, they treat contract review like part of their business DNA. If you do this right, you'll spot red flags way before they cost you money.
When it comes to negotiating and customizing your contracts, have a plan. Know your deal breakers before you start. Don't get caught up in the excitement and gloss over important details. You've got to fight for your protection and your flexibility.
Yeah, make a list of your go-to clauses, but leave room to tailor each contract. Sometimes just one customized addendum makes all the difference, especially for creative or complex deals. And I'll say it again, run changes by your attorney before finalizing anything, not after. Catching mistakes early saves you stress and saves your deals.
All right, quick recap. The right contracts protect your profits. The wrong ones can blow the whole thing up. Don, did we miss anything major before we sign off?
No, I think we nailed it. But if you want the actual contracts I've used year after year and the coaching to know exactly when and how to use them, head to expertrealestatecoaching.com. Don't guess. Protect yourself. protect your deals, and invest with confidence.
Couldn't agree more. All right, thanks so much for listening today. Don, always a pleasure.
Mia, always great chatting. Thanks, everyone. See you next time.
That's it for today on Expert Real Estate Secrets. If you're ready for hands-on coaching and real results, go to www.expertrealestatecoaching.com right now. Join the community, get the tools, and start closing more deals. We'll see you on the next episode.